What's up, everybody? DJ Vader, welcome to another episode of Beats and Bourbon, where we dive into the journey of the DJs, because the DJ story should be told. And if it can be told over a simple sip of bourbon, that makes it even better. All right? My guest today is none other than the dynamic duo, DJ Ken Masters, DJ Well Blended. And they've come together to tell you about their story right here on Beats and Bourbon. Welcome to Beats and Bourbon. My name is DJ Vader, Cincinnati-based DJ who has traveled the world DJing alongside some of the greatest names in DJ and music icon history. Okay? Today, we're diving into the world of Beats and Bourbon, a fascinating new show that's all about the music, the drinks, and the stories that bring them together. Beats and Bourbon is a unique blend of music and entertainment featuring some of the most talented artists in the industry. From country to pop to rock to hip hop and everything in between. The show is all about celebrating the artists and their craft. But it's not just about the music. Beats and Bourbon also explores the world of spirits with each episode featuring a different bourbon and cocktail recipe. So, if you're a music lover or a cocktail connoisseur, the show is definitely for you. Beats and Bourbon. So welcome to another episode of Beats and Bourbon, where DJs get to tell their story and sip on some cool bourbon. My name is DJ Vader, and of course I am joined by the dynamic duo, DJ Well Blended and DJ Ken Masters. What's up, fellas? How y'all feeling?
What's going on? Feeling great. Feeling good.
Feeling good? Feeling great?
Yeah.
Feeling great, feeling good. How are you?
All right.
You see what I did there? Well, thank you for coming on the show, man. I appreciate y'all. Let's just get into some questions. Well Blended, you go first. How'd you come up with your DJ name?
Just random, just writing stuff down.
Okay.
See what sound good, but then just basically off of all the stuff that I do, I'd be thinking like outside of DJing.
Okay.
So just career wise and outside of that, I'm like, oh. And then I learned blending first, DJing. So I just thought that was a cool name to have.
All right. What were some not cool names that you wrote down?
It was like Wu-Tang names, because I thought I was part of Wu-Tang.
Did they have like that Wu-Tang generator at that time? Nah, they probably didn't.
The generator wasn't out.
Okay. All right. So, and Ken Masters, let me tell people about your name. Where'd that come from?
I went by my first name, Ken, and I always thought I was a master in DJing. So
okay, all right. So like Show Enough Masters?
Show Enough, yeah.
Okay, all right.
Yeah.
Ken Show Enough Masters. Got you.
Who's the
Got
master? So that's my drop.
Okay, all right. When did you all know that DJing was a thing for you?
Me? All right. Basically you. For me? Yeah. Again, listening, going to your events, meeting up with other DJs that were inspiring for me to do it. But mine is a very long story. I wanted to DJ because and around that time my head wasn't in the right space. I was going through some personal issues with my son and son's mom. We lost our mom back in 2008, so I needed something to get my mind off of things. And honestly, I was in my apartment, had a laptop, just start downloading music, start blending. I had that DJ app, the Apple DJ.
Yeah.
I always asked you for music. You sent me music, and I just started just messing around, just start blending music. So that's what came
All right.
about.
And well blended.
Just for me, just growing up around music, parents, friends, siblings, and then school. Then college, just hung around like a bunch of DJs.
Okay. All right. So, what are some of you all's biggest influencers in music and DJing?
For me, biggest influence, it's a lot. I learned from a lot of DJs, new and older. Just everybody, all the DJs in Cincinnati, I actually like. I pay attention to them, what they do. I don't try to like. I do my own stuff.
Yeah,
but I just
absolutely.
I get inspired by like even the new DJs, just fresh out. Like it's time to like, okay, they know they song selections and stuff, so that kind of helped me.
Okay, all right. Yeah.
Jam Master Jay, fresh DJ Jazzy Jeff, but my core is again what Blended stated, that it's here. It's in Cincinnati. This is my influence.
Okay.
You are my influence. I looked at you, DJ Pillow.
Okay. Shout out to Pillow.
Shout out to Pillow. DJ April Rain.
Shout out to the Queen.
Diamond. DJ Smooth. Nate the Great.
Yep.
It's a whole bunch of people. It's a whole bunch of DJs here in Cincinnati that are top notch.
Yeah. Yes, absolutely.
And I'm glad that I know these DJs and they help me come to where I am right now.
Well, good. All right. So we talked about how you got your DJ names and what they mean, and we talked about your biggest influences and stuff. So how would you describe your style of DJing?
My style, I actually really don't think I got a style.
Well, I mean, your name is well blended.
I know. That's the biggest thing.
They gotta be
blended. I'm big on blending.
Okay.
So if that was I'm big on blending.
Okay.
I could do all the other stuff, but mostly I like hearing my music blended. So I'm big on that.
Gotcha.
As far as like what styles, like genres or anything, or just
however you decipher it, man.
I play everything. So
Okay.
just go off the feeler
right.
for me.
Me, I would consider my style is I love the scratch. I love the scratch. I love to blend and do technical stuff while bringing in a song or a track. I'm more so. I don't have my genre is I normally stick with hip hop, R&B, neo soul, pop, underground hip hop. Is my biggest. If it's needed, I will play what's needed. Like if I'm playing for people that loves country or rock or anything like that, but I'm mainly hip hop.
Okay, all right. So speaking of hip hop, and I'm not trying to get you in trouble or nothing, but how do you feel about today's music? Is that hip hop or is that rap, or is it just something just different?
Something. It could be hip hop. It's just stuff just evolved to something. It evolves to something because I'm pretty sure the hip hop in the '90s not how it was in the '80s. So
it's
or the
an evolution.
2000s. Yeah, so.
But some say the evolution peaked at a certain point and then everything dropped off. So, I mean, do you find yourself in your sets playing a lot of the new music?
Depend on the venues, yeah. Majority new music, but when when I'm at somewhere and I could play like a old school set, that's great.
Okay.
I mean, the new music is cool too, but sometimes if you over, I'll stick to the older music,
All right.
the throwbacks.
Okay. Ken, what do you think about today's music?
I like it,
Okay.
but it's not for me.
You like it, but it's not for you.
Yeah.
Wait, how does that work? You like it? Y'all hear what he said? I like it, but it's not for me.
What I mean by I like it, it's some of the songs today. It has a catchy tune, depending on who it is. It's just I can't vibe with it.
Can't vibe with it.
But
with it.
yeah, but again, if it's asked, if the crowd wants it, then I will give it.
Okay.
But it's not my cup of tea.
Not your cup of tea.
No.
All right. So you don't like secretly listening to it in the car when you're driving.
No.
Well, you said you like it. So when
I will
hear it?
tolerate it. It's just like it's like, all right, you turning on you flipping channels and you so happen to watch a commercial that's like
I get it.
the Blake Mason
Yeah.
444.
Don't get it soon.
Yeah. Beats Bourbon.
Right. So I will my ear will listen to it, but it just is not for me.
All right. So speaking of which, like the new evolution of hip hop / rap, with that comes a lot of new artists. What do you think the longevity is of artists nowadays? I say this because I remember taking my daughter to school, and on the radio, I think like some Fetty Wap song was playing, and she's like, "That's so old." And I'm like, "It's really not. Like, it's not compared to what we consider old. Like we still listen to stuff from the '90s, but if you look at it on paper, '90s was 30 years ago.
Yeah.
You know what I mean? Like so that is. But does songs today have lasting power? As consistently as songs in 80s, 90s, and even early 2000s did.
Nah.
No?
The songs nowadays, even like the newer stuff, it'd probably be old within 6 months to a year.
Dang.
Yeah, I mean, it's good songs to play, but then the way the internet is so fast and new music come out rapidly, so
people have
it gets old.
Short attention spans.
Yeah,
like yeah,
so it gets old real quick.
That is, I think that would be horrific as an artist. That you go through all that stuff, you get the DJs to play your stuff, and you get a hot flash in the pan, and now you got to find the next thing, right?
Yeah.
I've heard some DJs say that, the new music is whatever is considered hot is determined by, of course, what's on social media, whatever new dance craze comes up or whatever. How do you all feel about now the younger generation is sampling the songs that are classic songs from our era? Like, how do y'all feel about that? Does it make you feel old?
Not old. I just be shocked to hear it. Like it'd be samples on another sample that was all the TikTok stuff, right?
Yeah.
Yeah. It's cool. I like it.
It's kind of like when our parents or guardians or whatever, elders was like, "Oh, that ain't that song. That's such and such and such." And I found myself thinking the same thing. Like, that's that old Mary J. Like,
yeah.
So, but as DJs, it's kind of great because now you can incorporate where they sampled it from, where they sampled it from, and then the new song where they sampled it from, right?
Yeah.
So, it has. I do think it has worth in our world, but it is really funny seeing it all rotate now, and you're like, well, wow, like are we at that age where people sampling
Oh yeah,
like
man.
our golden age? So, so we talked about music and we talked about direction. With technology that's going on, you know, it's easier to get music. It's easier to go out and get a controller and be a DJ. Both of you have used like your weapons of choice, if chosen, is techniques, or matter of fact, give me your weapons of choice. What's your weapons of choice?
My weapons of choice is vinyl. I have Pioneer PLX 1000.
Okay.
I've used that for almost 8 years now.
Okay.
I did have a controller. I started off with a controller. I started off with a little Pee-wee DJ, the program DJ, Apple. And then I had that small controller, and started off with that. I used it at Brandy's, and everybody laughed at me. So from that, I used the Pioneer DDJ, but I mainly just use Pioneer products right now.
Okay, all right.
I just have vinyl, well, old school Newmarks.
Okay.
But I got tired of carrying, breaking all that down.
Yeah.
So I got I'm on a Rain 1 now.
Okay. How do you like that?
I like it.
You like it? Yeah. Okay. Cool. I got one, and I loved it until I used somebody's Rev 7. I was like, ooh.
Yeah. I meant to get the Rev 7, but I accidentally bought the Rain 1.
So you was drunk buying or something? Like, what were you doing, man?
No, just thirsty. Was just trying to look at prices. Like, well, let me get this.
Like,
and I look like, oh, it's the wrong one. So
no, there's nothing wrong with it. I love them both. But I think I like the sound card in the Rev 7 a little bit better. Yeah. And so, as we're talking about controllers and vinyl and everything else, and as technology is getting better and faster, and what do you see DJs DJing on in 5 years?
iPads.
well, shout out to DJ K Dog, I think, down in Louisville. I think I seen a video where he had 2 iPads and was DJing off of it and was tearing it off. He was tearing it up. Like, so we passed that. Like,
I seen a DJ at a concert here. He DJ'd off an iPad. He was doing like the Bad Boy reunion or something. But it was a young dude. Yeah, it was an iPad.
Yeah.
Well, technology is forever changing, so it's only gonna get better. But there's a lot of old DJs that want to stick with the basics.
Yeah,
and they are gonna stick with the basics.
Yeah.
I'm for it.
Okay.
Well,
so how do you all feel about? Because at some point, you know, even as we taping this, AI has some influence and in the world, and it's going to creep its way into the DJ world. What do you think about that?
That's the only difference. AI can't read crowds.
That's true.
So that's the only thing. only difference I can see about that. Like, AI can't read crowds. They play music, but is that what people want to listen to at that time?
That's true. That's true.
Unless they advance some camera to read the crowd, then that's gonna be weird.
Yeah, it will be weird. That would be strange.
Read body temperature and language, and so you play this track, it'll get them going.
Yeah. It might not work out, because I mean, it might go from Bobby Womack to Tupac or something. That might not be a greatest transition. So, but you know, we in the DJ world have to acknowledge that AI is taking over a lot of stuff.
Yeah.
Right. I was in a restaurant one time, and you know, they just playing playlists. Now, playlist is a form of AI, right? Especially ones that's curated. If you're listening to one of the streaming services, you know, they're curating that song based thinking of what you might want to hear next.
We was actually talking about that, saying that where do we get our music from now? And I say, well, I just listen to my Apple Music. My Apple Music has a radio station specifically for me, and it will play the tracks that they think I would like, and I just
all the new ratchet stuff, huh?
Yeah, pretty much.
Yeah. No, I'm just kidding.
All about the ratchet.
So that brings me to the next question. Where do you get your music from?
Well, mainly get my music. I'm a member. Well, was a member. Still currently am with Beat Junkies. I also BPM Supreme, Franchise Records, but mainly iTunes.
Okay.
Now, me, BPM Supreme.
Okay.
Lately is I follow some other DJs and get some of their stuff from Bandcamp. And lately, newly, it's just been Tidal.
Yeah.
So I could create a stream from Tidal DJing. So that's cool.
So when you say creating the Tidal, the stream as DJ, there are some DJs that DJ solely off of Tidal, because in Serato you can pull from your Tidal playlist. And I've done it. Like, I've had like a Wi-Fi like stick with me, and if I need to pull from it, it's there. I don't depend on it, because my guess is that if you're somewhere and you don't get Wi-Fi,
Yeah.
and you don't have, you know, the MP3s of it, you kind of fucked.
Yeah. It's pretty much over.
Yeah, this is pretty much a wrap. And or if something happens, right? I was talking to another DJ about being over prepared. Like, I know a DJ who had, and I mentioned in an earlier show, who had doubles of everything when he came to DJ. And I was like, man, that's a lot of load to bring in. And he was like, I've been burned before, right? So for the DJs that's using strictly streaming services to DJ, that, man, I think it's innovative, but it's also dangerous, because if you're doing somebody's event, just think if you're doing somebody's wedding, right? And you know, you can't get no Wi-Fi, you can't get like or spotty you somewhere, and that's somebody's, you know, best day of their life. And so I don't know. So for those DJs out there, I'm not saying that you shouldn't, but at least have like an emergency flash drive or something to have those backups, right? Because, you know, I wouldn't want to be in your shoes if that ever happened. So tell me about some of the biggest gigs that you've had. Some not necessarily biggest, but the more memorable gigs that you all have had.
You want to take that one?
For me, it's always an honor to do one of your parties.
Oh, well, thank you.
But also, I was very, very hyped and very honored to be even asked to do Selector's Choice. Jay Dilla. That was a pretty exciting moment for me when I did that with my brother.
We did that.
We did. Yeah. So that was one of the most memorable events that I had. And also, again, me and him collaborated on for a Tribe Called Quest. We brought our own party or our own event to cater to that group.
That was a fun party. I was there. That was good times. That was a good time. Okay, well,
mostly this would be what, the fourth time or third time doing like the Zoe event. pretty much just occasionally just DJing around the city, like Nostalgia. This new spot that I was telling you about, and just doing like doing high school. I still do high school proms and homecomings.
Okay.
So that's kind of good. They kind of help me keep up with the newer music. So.
Okay. Cool. So tell me about one of your worst gigs.
I think I had a gig where it wasn't hard to read the crowd, but nobody was dancing at first until they got some liquid courage.
Oh, okay.
So
Liquid
once
courage always helps.
once that set in, then the dance floor, then they started dancing. So it wasn't bad. It just started off slow.
Got you. All right.
Myself, back to the little controller. That was, so it was it was about my fifth gig. It was for a wedding, and it was a young couple, and one of the groomsmen seen what I was working with, and he made an announcement. And he said, "Man, this DJ got a Tinker toy," and I just kind of. I didn't know what to do, so I didn't know how to respond to it. So I was feeling like I was being judged. They danced, but yeah, it was. They were just clowning me basically all night for that control.
As long as they dance, man. As long as you did your job.
It's the man, not the machine.
Oh,
yeah,
it's the man, not the machine.
They clown me even breaking down. They're like, "All right, man, don't break that Tinker toy."
Do you still have it?
No.
Okay.
No.
Okay.
You should have kept it. Just
Nah,
to know where you started from.
Yeah, you should frame that mug.
I
Hang it
forgot
on the wall.
I actually forgot what happened to it. After I got that, it was Pioneer DDJS. I probably just tossed it like, "Hey, man, go." Oh man, that was. I had fun times with that though. I mean, I learned how to baby scratch and learned how to really blend with that piece.
Okay. All right. That's why you should hang it up on the wall, man. Go get another. Go find one.
Nah.
Go on eBay.
Yeah, this is probably cost too much now.
because it's worth its weight in gold. All right. So tell me how you all hooked up to become the dynamic duo. Like, give us that origin story.
How many years was it ago? You reached out, like, or was it the Dilla event?
It was at no.
Was it Dilla?
Yeah, it was at the Dilla
event. Exchange numbers. I think we just started sending each other music.
Yeah.
So like just appreciation for music. So I was like, "Oh, you listen to the same stuff I listen to?" Like from like what the Black Milks to Dilla, Little Brother. I was like, "Oh yeah." I was like, "Yeah, that's more my vibe."
Okay.
And we came out with several mixes. It was a dynamic duo on Mixcloud, and we put them up on Podomatic. So we was doing a whole bunch of editing when it came to those mixes. So it was, we came together. We did a few events. We did the Trap Call Quest. We had a live 95 with featured DJ Ari, one of the hottest DJs in Cincinnati, and DJ E-Tech.
Yep.
E-Tech.
E-Tech. Love E-Tech. And from there, we also came about a Little Brother. We did a Little Brother. That was another bad. Nobody showed up, but it was.
I forgot about that.
Yeah,
I forgot about that one.
But other than that, Yeah, that's our origin. We still rock with each other. We trying to come up with something, another Trap Call
Yeah,
Quest
another
event.
trap night.
Okay. Yeah, that'd be much needed, man. I had a great time, man, to take that concept and just be in heaven of the music that I like to listen to. That was fantastic. That was a fun time. So if you do it, definitely, we got to promote the hell out of it. So,
We will.
We was trying. Well, again, the pandemic happened. We had a location, but everything was getting shut down,
during
so
COVID.
they canceled.
yeah. Speaking of which, I had to cancel the Zoe thing because Zoe was coming for his album listening party, and we had worked out all the details, started promoting it, and stuff started shutting down. And we on the phone. I'm like, yo, like, you still do? He's like, I don't know, man. Like, what do you think? I'm like, I don't know. And then it's got progressively worse. And it was like, nah, we're not gonna do it. So we refunded everybody their money. And that was, I think the party was supposed to be like February something in 2020. It was like maybe the 19th or something. It's either the 12th or 19th, somewhere around that time. And it's when the world shut down.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, like nope. And so speaking of the world shut down, what kept you going as a DJ during the pandemic?
Just streaming online. I was doing it before the pandemic, but then it's really started. I think I really started doing it, but then before the pandemic, you could be streaming online long as you want. They ain't shut nothing down.
Yeah.
But then, but yeah, during that, just during Zoom parties and stuff. So that was cool. I did a lot of Zoom parties. I think I learned that from you actually.
Well, we did a Facebook Live.
Yeah.
At my house, and it was pretty dope. Other than that, during that time I was in medic school, so I kind of scaled back. I still practice, and I still put out a little bit of mixes, but I think the pandemic hurt me more than anything.
Really?
Yeah.
Huh.
How so?
How so?
Because I mean, I wasn't really, again, with being in medic school, I was focused on that. I didn't really pick up any gigs around that time. I mean, if I did have a gig, actually we had another gig. We had that Jay-Z up there at Revel. You remember?
Dang, I forgot about that.
Yeah. See, but I couldn't attend because I was in school and I had to work. So, I mean, I still practice. I still make mixes, and it's still I'm still doing it. Just not. I kind of scaled back. So.
Okay. So with that, like, you hit the nail on the head. There was a lot of live streaming. There was a lot of, Facebook Live, Instagram, and then all of a sudden everybody started getting kicked off and became the birth of like Mixcloud, had, a live stream service, Twitch, and all those things. And here we are like a few years later, and those things are still kind of prominent. Like there's, I think Kick started getting some surgence, and there's other platforms that people live stream on. And some DJs never went back out. They make a lot of money live streaming. So what's your thoughts on that?
I think that's wonderful. I mean, honestly, me personally, if I was doing that, I would like to do that. You can play to your own crowd with that type of stuff.
You definitely can.
Yeah, I mean, they will come in, they will sit, listen, check you out, follow you, love the music that you play because it is something that they like, versus going to a club and you playing something that you think that they. I mean, you obviously you got to read the crowd always, but if something just don't click with that crowd, you have so many seconds to change that track to something that they will listen to.
Yeah.
Versus again that you play your own on the streaming service and hey they love it or they don't. I mean
Yeah, I think it's pluses and minuses to both. Right. You know, with live streaming, it's harder to read the crowd because I mean you can read the chat and they can tell you.
Yeah.
But you know, there's not generally any faces unless you're doing something like a StreamYards or a Zoom or something where you got them on the screen and you can kind of read the vibe of it. So, you know, those people that's headstrong in live streaming, when you take them out of that live streaming element and put them in front of a crowd, well, now what? Like, you get what I'm saying? Like, the people that DJ in front of live crowds are used to reading rooms, seeing what the vibe is, but then you take them out of that room and put them in front of a camera in a room by themselves most times. Like, it's pluses and minuses to both. Right. So, just wanted to know your thoughts on that. All right, so where do you see the dynamic duo in the future?
Probably we need to work on just pick up some more stuff, doing more events.
Okay.
Get back to probably doing our mixes.
Okay.
So we took a break, but get back to doing our mixes, putting those out, and then doing more events.
Okay.
Pretty much.
All right. That's a good thing. Yeah, y'all should work on that.
Oh, well, yeah.
Yeah. So, what do you think this year is going to look like for you both individually?
Me, and I gotta get my feet wet again.
Okay.
You know what I mean by that is that, yeah, I took a little bit of a hiatus and spinning, just to know that only thing that I really do right now is practice. I go into my man cave and I'll turn on my turntables and I'll mix and all that, but I need to get my feet wet again.
Okay.
Everybody got to start somewhere.
Yeah.
So
okay.
As far as for me, just start streaming more, putting more stuff out, like even edits and stuff. So that's probably what I'll probably start doing more.
Okay. Great. All right. So we talked about your journeys as DJs, and we talked about music that you like but it's not for you. We talked about forgotten parties. So we talked about a lot of stuff. But now let's talk about this bourbon. So as you can see, the bourbon of the show is Weller Foolproof. And so why don't you tell us a little bit about it, sir?
So Weller Foolproof is a very hard to find allocated bourbon from Buffalo Trace, and it's one of the premier bourbons of Weller. You have the Weller's Special Reserve, the Weller Antique 107. Then you have the Weller 12. Then you have the Weller Foolproof. You have the Weller CYPB, and then the Weller Single Barrel. This Foolproof is 114 proof. It has an aroma of dark cherries, caramel, and vanilla. It has a taste of caramel and toasted oak. And when it goes down, you kind of taste like chocolate and creme brulee. Did I say that right? Cream brew.
Now you got me saying it.
However, it's a good drink It's hard to find. Even when you find it, it's pricey. It goes from the. It was at one point like $400 to $500. It's still some. It's still some stores that do carry it, but they want to charge an arm and a leg for you to get it. So it's coming around a little bit more, but it's still that allocated bottle that everybody wants.
Okay, all right.
Start advertising bourbon, man.
Huh?
So you need to start advertising bourbon.
Uh,
I would have remembered all that.
He is the bourbon connoisseur, man.
I see.
So, well, did you want to taste it or?
Yeah, go ahead and open it.
Okay. All right. Well, Beats and Bourbon. You see it right here. Weller Full Proof. The first time this has been on our show. And I'm going to let my guests
Oh man.
go ahead and do the honors of popping the bottle. So, there it is. All right. You go ahead and give yourself a pour.
Oh, give myself. Okay.
Yeah.
All right.
There you go.
Thank you, sir. Too expensive for me. I don't want to take too much. All right. So Weller Full Proof. Salute to the dynamic duo, DJ Kim Master, DJ Well Blended. Let's see what this tastes like. Yeah, I can taste the creme brulee. Is that how you say it, creme brulee?
Yeah, cream brulee.
Okay, all right. Yeah, it's got a bite to it. Definitely got a bite to it. The legs on it is pretty heavy. Yeah, so I don't think I would have this every day.
Nah, it's not for every day.
It's not every day. It's a
Special occasion.
No, I think it's a special occasion.
Oh,
Like,
you do?
you can have special occasions, and I don't think I would be thinking about this. But like the special occasions, then you're like, all right, I feel fancy enough to go ahead and crack that open or something, right? So
It's a special occasion.
well, thank you. All right, well, thank you. Well, I guess it's a special occasion. All right, so now what we're about to get into is this or that. It's a rapid fire. I'm gonna give you two choices, and those two choices you got to pick one. Now, what's interesting about the dynamic duo, we're gonna see how tuned in y'all are to each other, and see if y'all answer the same. So, what we're gonna do now is get into this or that. Y'all ready?
Yep.
All right, hip hop or house?
Hip hop.
Hip hop.
All right, Wu-Tang or Tribe Called Quest?
Tribe. That was a tough one.
Right.
Jay-Z or Nas?
Jay-Z.
I have to go. Oh, I'll go with Jay-Z. Jay-Z.
Okay, all right. Vinyl or digital?
Vinyl.
Okay. Day party or late night party?
Late night.
Day party.
Uh-oh. Dissension. Okay. All right. 80s or 90s music?
90s.
80s.
Uh-oh.
My bad.
Old school R&B or new wave R&B?
Old school R&B.
Old school.
Okay. Fast BPM or slow and vibey?
Slow and
Slow and
vibey.
Okay. Last one, neat or on the rocks?
Neat.
All right, you survived. You survived. You survived this or that. All right. So again, I appreciate you all coming on Beats and Bourbon. It's been a wonderful interview. I had a
Appreciate
good
you.
time. for those that don't know, he kind of allured to it. That's my little brother over there, right? And I'm proud of him. I'm proud of you and the things that y'all do. That's why I want to have y'all on here to kind of beg y'all to start doing events again, right? So, thank you for being on Beats and Bourbon, and
appreciate it.
It's my honor that y'all here, and keep doing the things that you do, keep playing the way that you play, and keep well blended. All right. Cheers again, fellas. Thank you for being here. All right. So that's going to do it for another episode of Beats and Bourbon. My guest here today is a dynamic duo, DJ Ken Masters and DJ Well Blended, and of course, Weller Foolproof. You can look that up and find a recipe for it, but I don't think you want to put this in anybody's recipe. All right. And until next time, we'll see you on another Beats and Bourbon.